Why everyone falls in love with Filipino hospitality. Imagine stepping off a plane, exhausted from a long journey, unsure of what to expect in a new country. Then, a warm smile greets you, and a stranger says, "Mabuhay. Welcome to the Philippines." Before you know it, someone has offered to carry your bag, another has invited you to their home for dinner, and a family you just met insists you stay the night, no questions asked. This isn't an exception, this is Filipino hospitality. But what makes it so special? Why do visitors leave the Philippines with their hearts full and a promise to return? And how is it that complete strangers in this country treat you like family? Today, we'll uncover the secret behind Filipino hospitality, why it's legendary, why it's unforgettable, and why it's something you won't find anywhere else. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the world falls in love with the Filipino way of welcoming people. The Filipino heart, where hospitality begins. Filipino hospitality is not just a practice, it's a way of life. It's an instinct, a deeply embedded cultural value that shapes how Filipinos treat others, whether family, friends, or strangers. This warmth is rooted in the concept of kapwa, a Filipino term that means shared identity or shared humanity. In simpler terms, Filipinos don't see others as just people, they see them as extensions of themselves. When you walk into a Filipino home, you're not just a guest, you're part of the family. They will treat you with the same kindness, respect, and generosity as they would their closest relatives. Even in public, you'll notice how Filipinos interact with strangers. If someone looks lost, they don't hesitate to offer directions or even walk you to your destination. If you need help carrying something heavy, someone will jump in without being asked. What makes this even more special is that Filipinos do this without expecting anything in return. It's not a transaction, it's just how they were raised. Where does this deep sense of hospitality come from? To understand that, we have to look at the history of the Filipino people. Hospitality in Filipino history. The Philippines has been a land of welcoming communities for centuries. Long before colonization, Filipinos already had strong values of kindness and generosity embedded in their society. In the pre-colonial era, traders from China, India, the Middle East, and even as far as Europe frequently visited the Philippines. Instead of treating these foreigners with suspicion, the locals welcomed them with open arms. It was customary for Filipinos to offer shelter, food, and protection to travelers, even if they had just met. Rejecting a guest or refusing to feed them was considered an insult. This deep-seated tradition of hospitality only grew stronger during the Spanish era. Despite being under colonial rule, Filipinos held on to their values of generosity. Families still shared meals, opened their homes, and treated guests with utmost respect. Even during times of war, Filipinos hid and protected refugees and strangers, proving that their sense of hospitality transcends hardship. This long-standing tradition is what makes Filipino hospitality unique. It's not a modern trend, it's a cultural heritage that has been passed down for generations. And in today's world, where people are often disconnected, Filipino hospitality stands out as a powerful reminder of what true kindness looks like. Mi casa es su casa, why Filipinos insist you stay. One of the most surprising things foreigners experience in the Philippines is how persistent Filipinos are about welcoming guests into their homes. If you visit a Filipino household, expect two things. 1. They will offer you food the moment you walk in. 2. They will insist you stay longer, sometimes even overnight. When a Filipino says, "Kain tayo, let's eat," it's not just a polite gesture. It's a genuine invitation that comes from the heart. Even if they only have a little food, they will still share it with you. And no matter how many times you say "I'm full" or "No, thank you," they will still keep offering you more. It's their way of making you feel completely at home. But it doesn't stop there. Filipinos take hospitality to another level by insisting that you stay over. Even if they don't have an extra room, they will make space for you. They will give up their own bed if they have to. They will ensure you are comfortable, well-fed, and treated like royalty. In some cultures, guests are expected to leave at a certain time. In the Philippines, the longer you stay, the better. This is why many visitors fall in love with the Philippines, because it feels like home, even if it's their first time visiting. Bahala na si Batman, Filipino kindness. Even in hard times. Despite economic struggles, natural disasters, and personal hardships, Filipinos never stop being generous. A common phrase in the Philippines is "Bahala na si Batman," which means let's do our best and leave the rest to fate. This mindset is what allows Filipinos to remain kind and positive even when facing challenges. You'll see this during typhoons and disasters. Even when their own homes are damaged, Filipinos will still help their neighbors first. Communities open their homes to strangers, sharing whatever little resources they have. Even when they are struggling, they still say, "May problema ka? Kumain ka muna." You have a problem? Eat first. Wala akong pera, pero may pagkain ako. I don't have money, but I have food to share. May matutulugan ka sa bahay namin. You can sleep at our house. Filipino hospitality isn't about how much you have. It's about how much you're willing to give. And this is why, no matter what happens, the world sees Filipinos as some of the warmest and most generous people on earth. Why foreigners can't forget Filipino hospitality. Many foreigners visit the Philippines for the beautiful beaches, islands, and tourist attractions. But do you know what truly makes them fall in love? The Filipino people. There are countless stories of travelers who were welcomed so warmly that they never wanted to leave. Many visitors say that after just a few days in the Philippines, they feel like they've gained a second family. Because in the Philippines, kindness is a way of life. Conclusion: why Filipino hospitality is unforgettable. At the end of the day, Filipino hospitality is not just about welcoming guests, it's about making the world feel like home. It's not a performance. It's not forced. It's simply who they are. And this is why the world keeps falling in love with the Filipino spirit. Sparkling heart, have you ever experienced Filipino hospitality? Share your story in the comments. Cooked rice, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories about culture, travel, and people around the world. People around the world.